Now, on to some boxing as Deontay Wilder is closing in on a heavyweight glory once again, with a path beginning to emerge as to how he might get there. Now, if you remember, Deontay Wilder lost his last big match against Tyson Fury. And the Bronze Bomber held the WBC belt for half a decade before being stopped by the Briton. A second defeat, the third time in the ring with Fury, following a draw in their first bout, saw Wilder out of the ring for a year, seemingly toying with the idea of retirement. He decided against it and returned to knock Finland's Robert Helenius out in one round with just his third punch landed. That was in October, and in April of this year, Wilder was inexplicably moved up to number 1 in the WBA rankings, leapfrogging Martin Bakole and being slotted in just behind regular champion and mandatory challenger Daniel Dubois. Whilst all the recent talk for the American knockout artist has been centered on a beltless but intriguing fight with Anthony Joshua this December, Dan Rafael has reported that should Dubois choose not to or be unable to participate in the upcoming purse bid to face Usyk, Wilder will take his place as mandatory. The process is set for May 25th to determine who will promote the Ukrainian's defense, which will also see the WBO and IBF straps on the line. Could a shot at the unified titles be enough to tempt Wilder away from the AJ fight, which is likely to be a career high purse by some margin? The developments are yet more complicated in an already stalled division. Fury has held one belt for so long, and as one minute he's going to fight Usyk, another minute he's going to fight AJ, Anthony Joshua, and none of those fights have been resolved. Wilder is now back in line inexplicably to challenge Usyk potentially, and if he does challenge Usyk and does actually win, he would be in line again to challenge Fury. This is also an issue that referees must be, just as the rest of us, be prone to. And I think that when it all comes said and done, the exposure of their audio could allow for them to not be so stringent, not be so stubborn in the positions they take as regards to calls they make. But let's move on to the boxing story regarding Deontay Wilder. I said that Deontay could very well be in line to face Usyk should the current number 1 challenger, Dubois, pull out because of injury, because of whatever issues may arise. And even if he doesn't pull out, if he wins the next bout, if he goes through with the next bout, but loses to Usyk, Wilder would be right in line to face him next.
He will, and I think Fury is backing Wilder. If you check the flow, it's looking like Fury is just having this British rivalry or building this British rivalry against Anthony Joshua. So he's like backing Wilder to do justice. I think the last story I read, Fury was like, if Wilder can go through Usyk, then it's possibly going to knock out Joshua. I don't know how true is that, but I think when it comes to boxing, Joshua knows how to win. Yes, he has lost in recent times. Some would say he sold his soul to the devil for money. I don't know how true that controversy is. But when you look at his career holistically, Joshua knows how to win. I didn't say he knows how to box. I said he knows how to
He has
win.
also,
He knows how to do.
Anthony has also said he wants to leave the game intact. He doesn't want to end up like Muhammad Ali.
For someone to say he wants to leave the game intact, it gives you a broader view of how he has been fighting. He's a fine boy boxer. He really doesn't want to have those dementias, those after effects that comes with the game.
Yeah.
But that said, he also knows how to win. I mean, the likes of Muhammad Ali that we just called before he was dealt that fatal blow that led to whatever happened after the career. he was also the fine boxer. He was always running away or being the athletic one, being the very active or vibrant one in the ring. So that said, it's going to be a wonderful game to watch. Should Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua meet, which we never saw Fury and Joshua meet. So
Well,
we are looking for
that would
another
likely be
blockbuster
that would likely be in
bout.
Saudi Arabia in December, and it would
Yeah.
have a lot of money at play. The question though is, should Dubois pull out of the matchup against Usyk? Would Deontay Wilder
Deontay
forgo
Wilder.
the prospect of a heavy payout against Anthony Joshua in favor of another run towards a title, towards the two titles that Usyk currently holds, which is the IBF and I believe the WBO?
Another thing is when it comes to the Middle East, when it comes to anything Saudi or Arabia or the Arabs, it's more of the glitz, glance, and money. So if Dubois and Usyk is not going to churn out the pay-per-view, the broadcasting right, and all endorsement, whatnot, that would bring the same thing if Deontay Wilder was in the picture. We all know the answer to that. So I feel like the more likely fixture will be Deontay Wilder versus Usyk, just because.
Gbenga, unfortunately, it looks like we've lost Gbenga again. Anyway, it's been a pleasure having you join us on the show. My name has been Mikhail Tinubu. Welcome, as always, on Plus Sports. And as I say goodbye, I remind you, life is never boring with some sports. Have a good evening.